If an artist wanted to paint Montefalcone Appennino, he would have to apply the colours of its nature from the palette of its evocative, uncontaminated environment. Walking the paths through the woodland, which is also a site of European community importance, it's easy to find home and Turkey oaks and chestnuts. Amongst its riches, Montefalcone can also boast truffles and their associated trees, which are real jewels of nature, sought by keen truffle hunters, but above all by passionate gourmets. The undergrowth is just as rich, with its explosion of colour in every season: butcher's broom, holly, honeysuckle, cyclamen, violet and anemone, not to mention the diverse and numerous species of rare, prized orchids. It seems only right that the colours of nature's palette at Montefalcone, gold, red and black, were borrowed by the artist Pietro Alemanno, student of the famous Carlo Crivelli, when he painted the polyptych between 1475 and 1480. The work of art, which is housed in the Palazzo Felici, originated in the monastery church of the minor orders at Luogo di Sasso, which, according to tradition, was given by the Farfense monks of Santa Vittoria Matinano to the Franciscan Brotherhood during the lifetime of St. Francis. It is the only painting by this artist that is complete with its valuable frame. The lower part depicts the Madonna with baby Jesus and the saints Catherine of Siena, John the Baptist, Francis of Assisi and Louis of Toulouse. The upper part depicts Christ between the Virgin and St. John, with the saints Anthony of Padua, Jacob, Bonaventure and Bernardino. A recurring theme in both Alemanno's and Crivelli's work is decoration achieved by covering stucco with gold leaf. The Madonna is richly dressed in a red gown with a heavy dark cloak of embroidered velvet. The baby Jesus is on her knee, holding his arms out to his mother, who is aware of the sacrifice that awaits her son. The body of Christ at the centre of the upper part is, according to critics, the image of the Eucharist, the exaltation of humanity, and the bodily presence of the living God. The historic centre of Montefalcone is a group of brick and stone buildings that line the quiet winding streets and offer breathtaking panoramic views. The town is dominated by the tower of the old castle that rises above the church towers, such as that of San Pietro in Penne, Fafa in origin, that was built in 1343. It has undergone at least 2 periods of restoration. It was originally composed of a single nave without an apse and 2 side chapels. Inside is a wooden baptismal font from the 17th century. The church of Sant'Antonio da Padova, built by Principe Orsini in the 17th century. The church of San Michele Arcangelo is further testimony to the Longobarд presence at Montefalcone. The present-day church, constructed between 1821 and 1824, is in simple Romanesque style, with a Greek cross plan, a single nave and 4 side chapels. It was built by the municipality with 3,000 Roman scudi as payment by Livio Palmoni, who came from Montefalcone and who was the coach driver of Pope Pio VII. Santa Maria delle Scalelle is perhaps the first sign of a Christian presence at Montefalcone Appennino. Built in the 14th century as a little church inside a pre-existing construction dedicated to the Virgin. Immersed in the green woodland is the old monastery. San Giovanni in Selva, as cited in the Fafa Chronicle, gave refuge at the end of the 9th century to the monks from the monastery at Fafa, who fled here to escape the invading Saracens. Worth seeing is the little cloister, which has a circular well at its centre, the 5th century wooden crucifix, and the wooden sculpture of the Virgin Mary. A few hundred metres from the monastery is a cascading fountain dedicated to St. Francis of Assisi that, according to legend, arose as a miracle by the saint. Evidence of popular devotion is shown also by numerous votive shrines along the streets and paths where passers-by can pause and pray. But there is not only religion and culture here. Montefalcone is also characterised by the hard work and industry of its inhabitants. Proof of this can be seen at the Scalele tunnel leading out of the town on the road towards Comunanza. It was excavated by hand out of the rock between 1832 and 1837. At the table, culture and nature are combined in Montefalcone. In fact, the area has many treats on offer, a veritable sensation for the palate. Truffles, pink apples, chestnuts, mushrooms. Every year, the many delicacies are celebrated in the second weekend of October at the festival of Sapori d'autunno, flavours of autumn. For the occasion, the old cantinas are opened, and the town is decorated with colours inspired by autumn. Strolling along the old town streets, you can take part in a delightful gastronomic itinerary, which, from appetisers to sweets and desserts, allows you to sample the excellence of the typical local kitchen. In fact, visiting Montefalcone Appennino is like opening a treasure chest, suspended from the roof of the world, where nature, good food and art are magically intertwined.